Welcome to the Chester County Intermediate Unit Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event today. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Ryan, and I'll be your facilitator this evening. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items that you'll see on your screen here as well. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you, but you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening tonight, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website and join some other sessions throughout the day. This session is also being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Chester County. So I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter at University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. Just going to go ahead and share my screen and get started in just a second. All right. So my name is Rachel McCauley. I am one of the admissions counselors at UMBC, which stands for University of Maryland, Baltimore County. So we are located just outside of Baltimore, Maryland. So not in the city, but about 15 minutes outside of it in a little suburban area called Catonsville. We are medium sized, so about 11,000 undergraduate students with an average class size of about 24. So if you're in a public high school right now, probably pretty similar to what you're experiencing these days about with that average class size of about 24. We do have a wide variety of majors. We have 61 majors in 55 distinct programs, 70 minors, and 36 certificate programs. Some of our most popular majors are computer science, biology, engineering, but also things outside of STEM like theater, graphic design, cinematic arts, media communications, psychology, education, and social work. But that is just a few out of many, and you can major in as many things as you want and minor in as many things as you want. We also do offer several pre-professional programs. So if you are interested in going to a professional school after graduating from UMBC, these pre-professional programs help you to take the required courses to apply to those professional schools after you graduate. So they aren't majors, but you do pair them with any of the majors that we offer at UMBC. Now, outside of the classroom, we do have a lot to get involved in. We have pretty strong school spirit, and that's most of the time shown through our Division I sports. We do have 17 Division I teams, with our most popular sports being soccer, basketball, and lacrosse. But obviously there's a variety there, and we will show that black and gold and that Retriever pride at all of our sporting events. We also do have over 270 clubs and organizations that can range from club sports to musical and performance groups, fraternities and sororities, service clubs and organizations, but most importantly, cultural clubs and organizations. Being one of the most diverse schools in the nation, with over 50% of students being a minority population, we do love to not only have that diversity, but embrace it on our campus through our clubs and organizations. Now, one of the best ways to get to know if a college is for you or not is to actually go and visit. So we are having in-person tours every day of the week except for Sundays. So if you go on to undergraduate.umbc.edu/visit, you can go ahead and sign up for an in-person tour, but we do have some virtual options as well, including our virtual open house, which is happening on Saturday, October 30th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that'll give you the opportunity to really connect with faculty and staff from our campus. Now let's talk about that application. Hopefully we have some seniors in the crowd. We are on the common application, so you'll need to add University of Maryland, Baltimore County to your list of schools. That's important to note because there are several University of Maryland schools, one of which is actually here with us today as well. And we're all completely separate. So any University of Maryland schools that you are interested in applying to, make sure that you're adding the full name of the schools that you're interested in. So University of Maryland, Baltimore County is us. We'll need your official high school transcript, looking for mostly A's and B's and some rigorous coursework in there. We are test optional for all seniors. Our average SAT is a 1270, average ACT is a 27. So if you do want to send them, we'll need your official test scores from either the College Board or the ACT website. We'll also accept up to 2 letters of recommendation. They can be from anyone except your family and your best friends. So if it's a counselor, teacher, coach, youth minister, boss, whoever it may be who can speak highly to who you are is who we're looking for. And then there's a $75 non-refundable application fee with several fee waivers on the application as well. Our early action deadline is November 1st, which is just under 2 weeks away. So be sure to submit your application by then, because if you apply by November 1st of your senior year, you're automatically guaranteed to be considered for merit scholarships. Out-of-state tuition is about 40 grand per year, including room and board. So we want to make sure that you are considered for any cent possible. So November 1st is key. If you can't get it in by November 1st, February 1st is our regular deadline, but without that guarantee review for merit scholarships. Now, here is my information again. If you have your phone, feel free to scan this QR code. That's a great way to get to know UMBC a little bit better and have us get to know you. Unfortunately, we don't get to speak today, but we'd love to hear from you and see what you're interested in. So feel free to scan that, fill it out, and take down my information. I'll also be putting my information in the chat. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing a little bit more about University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Next up, we will pass it along to University of Maryland, College Park.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Alyssa. I am the admissions representative from the University of Maryland, College Park. So again, different location. Let me just pull up my presentation here. There we go. So we are the state of Maryland's flagship university. So that means we are the largest university in the state of Maryland. We have over 30,000 undergraduate students and a freshman class of just over 4,000, but we are definitely not as large as we might sound. Just about 45% of our classes actually have fewer than 20 students. And there are a ton of ways to make the university feel smaller as well, such as our 800 clubs and organizations that we have on campus, and a couple other things that we'll talk about a little bit later on in the presentation. We are also rated 10th for best value among public colleges. We have top 25 programs for business and engineering, and actually one of the best computer science programs in the world, which we're definitely very proud of. We're also diverse in pretty much every sense of the word. Over 40% of our students on campus identify as students of color. And we have students representing all of the counties in Maryland, but also all 50 states and 123 different countries as well. You might also notice that Kermit is waving hello in the middle of the screen here, and that's because Jim Henson, who is the creator of the Muppets, is actually a University of Maryland alum. So that's also a sort of fun University of Maryland College Park fact. Getting into student life, we are able to guarantee all freshmen on-campus housing. And last year and in years past, we've also been able to guarantee on-campus housing for any sophomores that want to live on campus as well. Then our juniors and seniors typically opt to live off campus in more apartment style living. About 18% of our students here are involved in Greek life. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's also an option. And we are, of course, a Big Ten school. So we have 19 Division I sports teams here on campus that you can go and cheer on and participate in that school spirit. But if you do want to participate in sports in college, but maybe not necessarily at that Division I level, we also have a number of club and intramural sports that you can be involved in as well. We are located in the college town of College Park. And our actual college campus, you can sort of see from this picture here, is sort of the traditional campus that you think of and you picture when you think of college. Has those big green quads and all of the buildings that surround it. Takes about 20 minutes to walk from one side of campus to the other, but we also have a free campus shuttle that can take you all around to your classes and into College Park as well. And we definitely cannot talk about our location without talking about DC. So we are about a 40-minute commute on the metro from Washington, DC. And with being so close to DC, there is, of course, the social aspect. There are tons of cute neighborhoods and restaurants to check out. There's the monuments, of course, and the free museums. But there's also a lot of professional opportunity that comes with being so close to DC as well. There are tons of internships and research opportunities on Capitol Hill, in nonprofits, in private corporations, and the university actually has a lot of partnerships with these places, and we can help you get these positions. Additionally, being located in College Park, we have all of the perks of a city school and being so close to DC, but we have the actual feel of a college campus and that community that it provides. Our location in College Park also means that we're within commuting distance of both Baltimore and Annapolis as well. So you get 3 major cities that you can really take advantage of. Our academics here on campus, we offer over 90 majors and 80 minors, and we don't limit our students in any way. So you can double major across schools, you can have a major in one school and a minor in another school. We also have a program here called Letters and Sciences, which is for any students that are undecided on their major. They will be paired with an advisor, take some exploratory classes, and decide what they want to major in before the end of their sophomore year. Something else to note is we review all of our applications major blind. So that means that whatever major that you list on your application does not affect your admissibility to the university as a whole. It's the president's promise that every University of Maryland student has at least one opportunity for an out-of-classroom experience, and we definitely have a lot of opportunities. So first of all, we are an R1 research institution, so that means we have the highest level of research possible taking place on our campus. And we have research in every subject, so not just the STEM fields that you typically think of when you think of research. And you can start participating in this research as early as your very first semester on campus. We also have a really strong education abroad program here. Over 20% of our students do choose to go abroad at some point, and we have opportunities to go abroad in the spring semester, the fall semester, or over winter and spring break, and you can actually go abroad more than once if you'd like. Something that's pretty unique to the University of Maryland is our living and learning programs. They're something that a lot of colleges do, but we do them really well, and we're actually nationally recognized for how well we do these living and learning programs. They're sort of what they sound like. Students live together in the same dorm, and they learn together. They take some similar classes, and there's no separate application for them. As long as you apply by November 1st, you're automatically considered. So getting into our application. Similar to UMBC, our early action deadline is November 1st. And it comes with a lot of benefits. So truly do your best to apply by that November 1st deadline, because it gives you priority consideration for merit scholarships, for special programs like those living and learning programs, and actually for admission as well. Our regular decision deadline is January 20th, but it doesn't come with any special benefits. So really do your best to apply by November 1st. We accept the application on either Common App or My Coalition. We don't have any preference, just apply through whichever makes the most sense for you. And we review all of our applications holistically. So we look at 26 different factors, or 25 if you are choosing to go test optional. About a third of these factors are academic. We weigh the academic factors a little more heavily just because we do want to make sure you'll succeed. But we look at all of these different factors to understand what you're like as a person, not just as a student, and to make sure that you'll really find a home here on campus. And that concludes my part of the presentation. So thank you all so much for being here and for having me. This is our contact information. I'll drop all of this in the chat as well. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Alyssa. We will now go on to James Madison University.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Happy to be here with you. My name is Chris Gothard, and I'm the admissions counselor for all students in the state of Pennsylvania applying to JMU. And we are located down in Harrisonburg, Virginia. As you'll see tonight, we're very focused on that undergraduate experience, and we'll talk more about that as we progress through our time together. But really want to preserve those opportunities for undergraduates, whether that's research, whether that's experiential learning, in other respects, internships and things like that. Our academic and student life support is really designed to assist that undergraduate experience to be as strong as possible. Students at JMU do receive individualized attention from their faculty and staff members. Our professors are here to teach, not for their own professional advancement, but rather to share their knowledge with our student body. So let's get you a little more acquainted with us. JMU is a public state-funded institution in Virginia. We have a total enrollment of approximately 22,000 students, 20,000 of which are undergraduates. Despite being on that larger side, we certainly have a strong sense of community on our campus and feel much smaller. You'll see that in our average class size of 25 students. In fact, only 88% of our classes have less than 50 students, only 12% have more than 50 students. So very small class sizes, especially as you progress through your programs. 98% of classes at Madison are taught by professors as opposed to graduate assistants or teaching assistants. We know that going to college is a big investment of a lot of different factors, time, money, and energy. And so we certainly want you to get the most out of that and learn from people with that professional knowledge in your field. JMU does offer Division I varsity athletics, and game days are quite exciting. School spirit here at JMU is unmatched, and you'll see on the screen, that's why we are the #1 most recommended public university by our students. That school spirit and that community on our campus is also a big reason why our freshman retention rate sits at 90%, over 10 points above the national average. So students who come stay at JMU in large part because of the positive culture on our campus. We do offer 164 unique undergraduate academic programs that are organized into the several colleges you see there on the screen. Much of the learning here at Madison takes place across different academic colleges in an environment of innovation and collaboration. Many of our students do combine different programs, whether that's double majoring, whether that's a major and a minor, or 2 minors if a student can handle that. Certainly a lot of flexibility in building out your curriculum in the way that's going to serve you best as you're working towards your career aspirations. In addition to the major requirements that each student has, all students do complete a common set of classes here at JMU called the General Education Program that totals 41 credit hours and spans across all disciplines. We also have a strong advisory program for students who come in undeclared. They'll be supported by our academic advising office, and they do have until the start of their sophomore year to ultimately declare a major. Now that you know a little bit more about JMU, let's go ahead and talk about how you can get here. We have 2 application deadlines. The first is a non-binding early action process with a deadline of November 1st. We also have a regular decision process with a deadline of January 15th. Students simply need to submit an application, an official copy of their high school transcript, and their senior year schedule to be considered for admission. That is all that is required. In terms of optional materials, we do accept 1 letter of recommendation, a personal statement, standardized test scores, and extracurricular involvements, but again, completely optional for a student to submit. Now, once we have that completed application on file, we will then begin reviewing your application materials. Our primary focus at JMU is on your academic performance, which we break down into 2 areas of review. The first is going to be the strength of your course curriculum, and the second is your final grades in your core classes. We will ideally see you taking some of those AP, IB, dual enrollment, honors, accelerated advanced level classes, if those are available to you. And we're looking for mostly A's and B's in your core classes to be competitive for admission. Additionally, we do prefer 4 years of English, 4 years of social science, 3 to 4 years of a foreign language, 4 years of a lab science with 1 year being a physics or a college level lab science. And we do require 4 years of math with at least 1 year past that algebra 2 level. A little bit more about our location. I know I mentioned that we are in Harrisonburg, Virginia earlier, but where is that? We are about 2 hours from Washington, D.C., about 2 hours from Richmond, Virginia, in that northwest corner of the state in the beautiful Shenandoah Valley. Ton of outdoor adventure opportunities, very near Shenandoah National Park, Massanutten, which is a ski resort, so some great snow skiing and snowboarding for students that are interested in that. Have the Shenandoah River real near campus as well. So our students go paddleboarding, kayaking, canoeing, and get out on the water that way. So our student body really does enjoy the area and take advantage of all of those different things that are available to them. And then I'll wrap up where we started, and that's with my contact information. Feel free to screenshot this, take a picture, write it down, whatever you need to have it available to you. I'm here to be a resource for you as you continue to navigate the process. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns. And with that, I'll go ahead and pass it back to Ryan, and I look forward to answering your questions in the Q&A.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. We'll now go to our next institution with East Carolina University.
All right, awesome. Well, hey everyone, my name is Stephanie Molina, and I'm a freshman admissions counselor for East Carolina University. I am covering tonight for my colleague, that is your admissions counselor, Miss Megan Lower, but don't worry, I'll make sure to put her information in the chat box after I'm done. But just to go ahead and get started, a little bit about ECU. So we are a 4-year public institution in Greenville, North Carolina. We have roughly 28,000 students in total. However, only 23,000 of those students make up our undergraduate population. Every single year, we look forward to admitting roughly 4,000 students. 32% of our student population is diverse or from a diverse background. And we have students from everywhere. All 100 counties in North Carolina, 47 different states, including the District of Columbia, and over 99 different countries, which is pretty awesome. Again, we've won some awards in diversity, like nationally ranked for 4-year NC public institutions. We're really big on veterans. We're in Forbes magazine, yada, yada. But we also have, we're of course in Greenville, North Carolina. So we're an hour and a half away from the beach, like our local beaches here, and an hour and a half away from Raleigh, North Carolina, which is the capital of our state. So tons of different opportunities all around. We have 87 different bachelor's degrees with tons of different concentrations under each of them. ECU overall offers the broadest spectrum of undergraduate programs in North Carolina, which is pretty great for our students. But if you want to come undeclared, undecided, that is a-okay. We also have advisors that help you out because it's a lot to decide at such an early age. However, we do have some top majors, top undergraduate majors. We're really big into anything that has business, allied health sciences. We have the largest College of Business and Allied Health Sciences. So you can kind of see that with our top majors for management, marketing, public health studies, but we're also really big into nursing. We have a 99 percentile passing and graduating rate for the NCLEX as well. I said earlier, we have the largest, 28,000 students, and we still have that small school feeling, which is still true, 19:1 student to faculty ratio. And overall, our students are also really big into research. Over 20% of our students participate in some form of research, which is a really great opportunity to start networking. It's an awesome life skill. So we are the only school in North Carolina to also have a College of Engineering, School of Medicine, and School of Dentistry all at one place. So if you're interested in any of this, you don't have to look any further. Our engineering program is definitely the highest ranked program of its kind in North Carolina. And our programs in the fine and performing arts are definitely among the best in the Southeast. Now we're in the South, of course, so we're really big into food and just making sure you have a place to call home. So we have 18 different living learning communities in 16 different residence halls within 3 different neighborhoods. Basically, you're guaranteed a place to live as a freshman on campus, since you are required to live on campus, but you kind of have to pick from any neighborhood that you want to live in. We're really big into food. We have over 25 different dining options for y'all to pick from. If you love Starbucks, I promise you will never be caffeine deprived here. We have over five different Starbucks locations on campus as well, and different national names. We always like to say that it is a pirate's life for you all. So we want to stay true to that. We have over 500 different clubs and organizations. That includes 30 different intramural programs and 31 different club sports. Get involved as much as you can or as much as you want. Or if you just want to bring back the Chicken Nuggets Club we had pre-COVID, you're more than welcome and definitely encouraged to do so, but really great opportunities there. If you're really big into sports or want to go to a school that has really big school spirit, that's definitely us. We have 18 different NCAA Division I teams, and you can get involved as much as you want to or play a sport as well. Now, something I always like to talk about is our ECU Honors College program. This program is amazing. It's not there to make it hard. It's just there to be more intentional about your studies. This program guarantees a 4-year scholarship. Again, 3 different levels. So it could be as low as $10,000 for the 4 years that you're with us, up to $60,000 plus a $5,000 stipend to study abroad. Now, unfortunately for my seniors, this deadline was yesterday, but for any of my juniors, sophomore, freshmen, you guys have some time. They're looking at either a 3.5 unweighted GPA or a 4.0 weighted GPA. No test scores for this year whatsoever for any of our programs. For just general admission, but we do accept the Common App or ECU application for anybody that's out of state. But of course, to receive your application, make sure it's all good to go. We need your full online application that does include an essay, application fee or fee waiver, and then official high school transcripts. Make sure that's all good to go. Again, the Honors College deadline is usually around October 18, October 15 some years. No test scores at all for this year. December 15 is what I tell all of my students to just submit their application by, just to make sure you're at least eligible for our university scholarships. Now, the competitive GPA we like to look at is between a 3.46 to a 3.74. However, we have accepted students below and above those ranges. We have tons of different opportunities where you can get involved. We just had open house this past weekend, but campus tours are still going on Monday through Friday, self-guided tours, virtual tours, and different academic days that you can kind of tune in online and just check out exactly what your major will entail. We always like to make sure that you guys stay involved and stay connected with us. This is all of our information, but again, I'll make sure to put that in the chat as well for your specific admissions counselor, Ms. Megan Lower. But thank you all so much for having me tonight.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that information on East Carolina University. Before we go to North Carolina State University next, I just want to make a quick plug for the Q&A. If you have any questions for any of our presenters so far, definitely throw those in the Q&A and they'll be sure to get back to you. Awesome. So I'll pass it on to North Carolina State now.
Sorry about that, Ron. So hey, everyone, I'm Justin. I'm one of the assistant directors of admissions here at NC State. And just to hop right into it, talk a little about the university. So we're located right within Raleigh, roughly speaking, about 2 miles from the downtown area. So one thing we love to share with students is that being on our campus, you get to experience everything with NC State's campus life, as well as the city of Raleigh, which can be something as simple as our local places to eat at, our museums, festivals, or diving more into the career aspect and starting being plugged into some networking opportunities with internships, co-ops, and finding your potential career path. We are known as a STEM institution, so we focus a lot in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We are the largest school here in North Carolina. Roughly speaking, we have 36,000 students on campus. Of that number, about 24,000 are undergraduate students from over 120 different countries. So basically, students all around the world are located right here within this one location. We also ranked number 7 best value for out-of-state students, which I'll cover what that means in a little bit more details toward the end of the presentation. So one of our big things we stress here on campus is go ahead and get you plugged into some different opportunities career-wise to let you figure out what you're really looking to go toward. Within our campus ourselves, we have over 70 industry, government, and nonprofit partners. So you have a possibility of getting an internship, co-op, or research experience right outside of your academic classroom door. Within our partners, each year, over 300 of our students are hired by these partners. And so far, we have about 170 different startup and spinoff companies happen right here on campus. So if you ever dream about having your own business, being your own boss, CEO, or anything around there, we can help you and support you with that as well. One of our big things with students on campus with our learning is really learning outside the classroom and taking what you're learning and put it in a real world scenario. So as far as things you can do outside the classroom to increase your learning, you can look at doing entrepreneurship opportunities. Again, having your own business or kind of figuring out how to make something more efficient. We have our own entrepreneurship garages within the university and within downtown Raleigh. You can look at doing co-ops and internships. You can basically do it with almost any of our majors. Study abroad opportunities, we have over 200 study abroad programs, can basically go almost anywhere around the world. And we also have our own branch campus located in the Prague, Czech Republic. And then lastly, looking at doing undergraduate research. Most of our professors will offer research in some shape or form. And they do love when students get involved as early as that freshman or sophomore of the year, so they can see the impact that they're having on the research experience as well. Undergraduate research is not required for our majors, but it is recommended for some of them. But again, we really want to let you kind of apply all that stuff to a real world setting and let you see kind of why you're learning some of this information and how can you make an impact learning the information as well. Taking a look a little bit into our review process, we do admit students directly into that major on the application. And I usually encourage students to try to find 2 different majors you're potentially interested in. We will look at student for both their first choice and second choice major. We do offer over 100 majors in total. The best way to sum it up right now is that we offer most majors this up for nursing. As far as these 10 programs you see on the screen right here, this is our top 10 most enrolled majors from students this past fall. So even though we are known as a STEM institution, you will see some STEM and non-STEM based majors. If you're a little unsure what you want to major in or a little undecided, we do have a program for that, which is called Exploratory Studies. As far as how to get an application to us, it's a couple easy steps. You will apply using Common App or Coalition. Our application fee is $85. If you have a fee waiver, mark on the application and send it to us so it can be waived for us. And next, your official high school transcript. We are currently test optional, so it's your choice whether or not you want to report your SAT or ACT test scores to us. If you do, we do take self-reported test scores. One thing we do not require are letters of recommendation. However, if you still want to send one to us, that is perfectly fine. As far as dates and deadlines, I would encourage any senior to try to apply within our early action deadline of November 1st. Our early action deadline is non-binding. If you apply early action, you will be automatically considered for most merit-based scholarships, and you can be considered for our honors and scholars program. No matter when you apply and when you are admitted, you have until May 1st to give us that official yes or no. We have what's called a holistic review process, which just means we take everything into consideration. We're gonna look at what you're doing inside and outside the classroom. Grade-wise, like to see A's and B's with more A's than B's. Once again, we are fully test optional for this year. It is your choice whether or not you want to report your test scores to us. Not reporting your test scores would not put you at a disadvantage whatsoever. If you do want to report your test scores to us, we do super score both the SAT and the ACT. We will ask you in a small required response on the application, why did you pick your majors? Just be sure to talk about both your first choice and second choice selection. We will look at your extracurricular activities to see what you're doing outside the classroom. Roughly summed up, we want to see you involved in something for multiple years that you're truly interested in. As far as what to be involved in, it is your choice. It's what you're doing in your own personal time. So if you like it, we love it and works perfectly for us. And then lastly, it's just more about you and telling your story. So we want to know who you are inside and outside the classroom. So highlight any kind of accomplishments you've had, as well as any kind of obstacles you've overcome. No matter what school you're looking for to go toward, tell your story, let us know what makes you, you, and makes you unique. That's all valuable information to us and everything that we want to know. I do want to let you know, we do look at in-state and out-of-state students exactly the same, so it won't be at any unfair disadvantage while going through the review process. As far as cost-wise, you can see the average breakdown for right here. We are top 10 best value for out-of-state students overall, and #1 best college for your money here in North Carolina, which just means coming to the university overall is a good bang for your buck. We do have guided tours on our campus and virtual tours as well. You can go to that website you see right here to gain more information about it. If you're ready to apply, the link you can see right there. And just like everyone else with the QR codes, if you want to let us know you were here for today's event, feel free to scan that code and it will stay live for up to 24 hours. So you have time to fill the information out for it. Besides that, that is all for myself. I'll drop my email within the chat box. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. And thank you for y'all's time.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin, for that information on North Carolina State University. And so I will go ahead and pass it along to our final institution of this session with Nova Southeastern University.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I really appreciate that. So, like Ryan said, my name is Julia Seffords. I'm representing Nova Southeastern University today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So we are a private selected research institution at Nova Southeastern University. We are located in Davie, Florida, which is a suburb of Fort Lauderdale. We do have a really great academic timeline. So we originally started off as a doctoral program. We then moved into the master's and then officially opened up at the undergraduate level. So although we have 20,000 students on our main campus in Davie, Florida, only about 6,000 of them are undergraduate students. So it can feel like a medium-sized university, but once you step foot in that classroom, it is really all about you and very personalized. So our average class size is 17. But I have seen classes anywhere from 5 to 30, depending on what class you're taking and the time that you are taking that class. As an undergraduate student, when you are going throughout your studies here at NSU, you will have a dedicated career coach to help you not only with your classes for your degree, but also helping you with internship, job opportunities, and research, which again, we are a research institution. So that is going to be happening a lot here on our main campus. We do have over 150 different research projects in all different fields. I've seen it in medical, education, business, psychology, neuroscience. So we definitely have a really great diverse profile in our research setting here at NSU. Speaking a little bit more about diversity, we are also culturally diverse as well. We do have all 50 states represented on our campus, as well as over 150 different countries as well. So that's just a little bit about NSU. We are highly ranked not only on US News, but the WSJ. So we do have over 50 different undergraduate degree programs. That you see on our campus here on the screen. We do have a lot to offer for our students, and we are extremely flexible when it comes to these programs for our students. A lot of our students that are currently in our office giving tours are either double majors or double minors that have a concentration and are continuing their education past that undergraduate degree level. So our students are very academically driven and are always willing to take on more here at NSU. So I just want to talk a little bit about some ocean opportunities here at NSU. So one thing that will be required of you as an undergraduate student is Excel units. And the reason that we require this is not to make your life harder, but really just to give you that experience that you need before leaving our doors as a graduate student. So we do require 6. However, a lot of our undergraduate students that do leave our doors have way more than 6, maybe closer to 12 is the better way. So you can get them through internships. We have over 1,000 different internships every year, again, in all different fields of study. We also have study abroad and travel study. So anything as short as a week or 2, all the way up into a semester or year long. So it's really up to you what your comfortability level is, but we definitely have the opportunities there to assist you with it. Also, we do have a lot of career development happening on our campus, whether it be sitting down one-on-one with your academic advisor, attending webinars or seminars, or really just, sitting down with multiple people in our department and really figuring out what is the best for you. And lastly, research. We do have an Oceanographic Center that is just 30 minutes south of our main campus in Davie, Florida, where a lot of our oceanographic and marine science research is going on. For example, they are currently doing restoration down on our off of our land here in South Florida. So that's something that is really awesome. And for those of you that are brave enough, there's also some shark diving that's going on in our coastal as well. On campus, we do have 16 NCAA Division II teams. We also have 130 different clubs and organizations ranging in all different areas of fields and studies, anything from hobbies to career-oriented, just for fun, and really just also giving back to the community. So we also have a 99% student participation rate here at NSU, and that is just because, one, it is so easy to get involved, whether it's Greek life or housing, but we also can start your own club or organization with just 6 other students and an advisor that oversees your club or organization. And just recently, we were also ranked top 100 for best college campuses in America on Niche, which was super exciting for us. And I like to think that is because of our location here in sunny South Florida. So we are about 15 minutes away from Fort Lauderdale Beach, which is this wonderful picture that you see here on the slide. We are 1 hour away from the Florida Keys and 3 hours away from the second happiest place on the planet, NSU being the first, of course, and Disney being the second in Orlando. So our average temperature is 77, but if you're from Fort Lauderdale, you know that's a little bit on the chilly side here. And then also we have a lot of community service, over 2,000 every year. And that is just because our students will give any excuse to go to the beach, whether it's to study or give back to the community. So you'll often you'll often see them there. Another really great point about NSU is you can bring your cars onto campus as an incoming freshman, and no, it will not be charged to your account. It is all included in your tuition. All you need to do is register your vehicle. However, I will say you really don't need a car on campus as an incoming freshman. We do have a shuttle bus that will take you to and from the beach, Walmart, Publix, and even downtown to our museum that we also have downtown. So there's really no need for that, but you're more than welcome to. So from the applicants that we have, over the 14,000 applicants that we have, 1,700 actually come into our campus. We are test optional, so if you do want to go ahead and apply with us, I definitely recommend doing it before November 1st, which is our deadline. And also just make sure that you follow us on social media since we are constantly. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Julia, and that information about Nova Southeastern University. So we do have a few more minutes to do kind of a final question and answer round. So I'll invite all of the college presenters to turn their videos back on. And we'll go in the same order that we presented in. So we'll start off with the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. But the question I'll pose to you all is, what is one piece of advice you would give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, so my biggest piece of advice going through the college search process is we don't know how life is going to change. We've learned that from the past year and a half. So while universities and colleges have the opportunity to go on campus, I highly encourage you to visit as many as you can if you're feeling safe to do so, because a lot of seniors last year missed out on that opportunity. So visit those campuses.
definitely a huge one. And I feel like it gives you a good feel for the campus to actually visit in person. But something that I always like to tell students is make sure that the school that you're picking is strong in every area, not necessarily just strong in the particular major that you're interested in, because you might change. You might find something else that you love and switch majors, either during your freshman year, or maybe even during your sophomore or junior year. So just make sure that you're not picking a school specifically because they're strong in a particular major, but make sure you're picking a school that's strong in every area.
Yeah, I totally agree with the advice that both of y'all shared. Definitely getting on campus is a good way to measure fit. Another great way to see if an institution is right for you is to talk to current students and ask about their experience. And so I would encourage that as well. I know many schools have ways to connect with ambassadors or something of that sort. So take advantage of the great resource that those students are and ask about their experience and how that might translate and impact your experience should you go to that institution.
Yeah, so much great advice already. The biggest one I always like to give out for anybody that's like looking at several different institutions is definitely create like your own academic calendar with like different dates and deadlines, their requirements, because we're all a little bit different. So check out our websites, contact your admission counselor. We're really here to help. We're in this position just to make it easier on you all, but definitely reach out to us as much as possible so we can help you through that process.
I know I said this earlier, but I'll just say it again. On the application, tell us your story. Like, give us the context that you feel like we need to know so we can know more about you. Some schools do interviews, some do not. So we gotta go by what's provided on the application. So like, give us the context. Let us know again anything about you and your story. Like that's what makes you unique, and we want to know that information so we can make the best judgment as possible.
Great advice, all of it. Just to add on, definitely doing your research and understanding what you're signing up for before you step foot on that campus is also, really important as well. Students often say, "Oh, I didn't know." Well, you really want to take every step that you possibly can to fully prepare yourself for the next 4 years and really that transition to college. So.
Awesome. Thanks for all that great insight. We do have time for one more quick rapid fire question. And so I'll pose to all of you, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? If you could pick one thing, and we'll kick it back to University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Yeah, I would say the one thing I want people to remember about UMBC is our value for diversity. We all have different walks of life, and we want to put the spotlight on everyone on our campus so that we can all learn more about each other's stories. So that's a huge part of our campus outside of the academic experience.
Yeah, I would definitely say our diversity is something that we're super proud of as well. But something else is we're very collaborative. A story that we always like to tell is there were 2 business school students from the University of Maryland that were both at an interview for a job. And they didn't realize that they were both University of Maryland students. But when they did, rather than being competitive, they actually shared tips with each other for the interview, which is not what you would expect coming from business schools. That's definitely not sort of the stereotype of business school students, but that sort of expands out not just to our business school, but to the entire campus of the University of Maryland. It is really collaborative and welcoming and inclusive. And that's definitely something that I cherish. And I think anybody on campus would tell you the same.
One thing to remember about JMU is that we're a big school and have all of those different opportunities that a large school affords you, but feels very much like a small school. And with that undergraduate focus here at Madison, certainly smaller class sizes, professors leading the classes, you have some unique opportunities within that larger frame that we provide our students.
Yeah, and at ECU, we definitely try to make it sure it feels like home. That's the biggest thing for us, because it's may or may not be your first time living away from your parents, and that can definitely be tough for anyone going through this process for the first time ever. So just having that home aspect and making sure that sense of community is definitely there. ECU is here for you all.
I'll say the opportunities being, again, right within the capital and the connections we have with the different companies right around the area and the big companies coming within the Raleigh area. And on campus, we want to use to see and help you out as much as we can and make sure we show you like we are here to help you go to the next step.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one thing that I always want students to remember at MSU is, we have a really unique academic timeline that is really just to benefit our undergrad students. So whether that's pairing you with one of our grad students that's on track to do the same track as you, or giving you exposure into the laboratories that we are currently hosting on campus, that's really our goal in getting our students.
Awesome. Thank you to all of our college presenters for those great insights and for their presentations on their different institutions. And thank you to you all for joining us as well. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd certainly appreciate any feedback you can provide in that survey. And from now until the top of the hour, when the next sections start, you can actually join the college reps who presented this hour and chat with them in a breakout room. You can click on the link that I posted for that in the chat as well. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of our other session recordings at strivescan.com/Chester County. Thanks again, everybody, and have a great night.